welcome back. So, to get things started with my first episode, I am going to give you guys some of the top lessons that I have learned as I have gotten older, and specifically the top things that I did these past 12 months to show up as the person I am today and overcoming this fear. So the first thing I did is I acknowledged where I was lacking and what I wanted to change. I realized that a lot of my habits were unhealthy, they were unsustainable. I wasn't showing up as my best self. In my mind, I didn't have that self-confidence to really believe in the things that I was doing. And because I wasn't believing in myself, I wasn't showing up as the person that other people saw me as. And so I had to take the time over the past over 12 months to really develop my self-esteem, develop or redevelop my self-worth, and to know that as long as I am living, I'm able to have another chance. So that's the first thing I did. I got real with myself and I acknowledged my unhealthy habits, my unhealthy mindset. The second thing I did was I got off of social media. So I took about 15 to 18 month break off of social. I think it's possibly closer to 15. So I took over a year off of social media, and I did that because I didn't want to continue comparing myself to what I saw online. Before I took my break off of social, I would see people's pages, especially for business, and say, oh my gosh, why am I not featured there? Why am I not doing this, that, and the third? Why am I not excelling the way that I think I should? And so I got off of social media. When I tell you, being off of it for over a year was possibly the best thing for me. And truthfully, the only reason that I'm back on is because I now have a clearer vision and a clearer mission of the value that I bring to the table and the value that I can share with other people who might be either struggling with self-esteem issues or even wanting to grow a business or navigating their career. So second thing I did was I got off of social and just lived in the present moment. The third thing I did was I took an acting class, and this is probably the funnest thing that I ever did. Acting is something that I had always wanted to try, especially in high school, and I never did because I always thought, what would people think of me? Y'all, nobody cares. Who cares what people think about you as long as you're enjoying the process, enjoying the moment? I took 3 classes. I recorded a monologue and I recorded a dialogue with a partner, with a scene partner. And when I tell you taking acting classes, it got me out of my head and into the present moment because I had to act, It's you can't be in your head and also acting. It just doesn't work like that. You have to be present. You have to be feeling the emotion because if you're not, the audience can tell. And so really that was the first thing that I did to boost my self-esteem. I said, what's something I always wanted to do? Acting. And I went ahead and did it. And I'm so happy I did it. And it's something that I've continued to do. I continue to take classes and really I'm just enjoying that process. The next thing I did was I bought a house. So, before everyone says that's such an expensive thing to do, but you have to understand where I was coming from. I was living with 2 people, 2 male friends, and it was cool. I was saving money, it was saving money, talk to them for male advice. It was fun. However, I wasn't growing in that environment. I was kind of letting the environment dictate my life and dictate the things that I did. So although oh my goodness, y'all, my bank account was stacked. I was saving so much money, but mentally and emotionally, I wasn't being fulfilled. And I realized that I needed to get out of that environment. So my first instinct wasn't, I'm going to go buy a house. What I did was I looked for apartments in my area. And when I saw what apartments were going for just rent, I said, no, I don't think that that's a good idea. So I immediately called a friend who is a realtor. And when I tell you, I hit him up in January and I closed on my house March 1st. So it was that fast of a turnaround time where I started looking, found the place I'm in now. And it was really important for me to get a house because I needed a place that was mine, that I could develop in, I could grow in, I can get quiet in. And so that's something that I did, like just really got quiet, purposely shut the noise out of my life. So I bought a house. It's this intimate space for me to learn and grow. The next thing I did was I got a personal trainer. I remember the first day that I went to him, it was just like a trial. See, it was a tryout. And just to see if I would like it. When I tell you, I could not even run on the treadmill for like 5 minutes. It was insane. And now, like, it was insane. And it was funny because when it was only like maybe like 40 minutes, and I came home and like my brother was visiting me and he would goes, "How was the training?" And I was like, oh my gosh, I am so out of shape. I absolutely need to do that. When I tell you this is like the best investment that I make in myself, 100% recommend getting a personal trainer if you want to meet fitness goals. It's one thing to say that you want to lose weight, but it's another thing to actually do the work. And so just 6 months ago, I wasn't even able to run on like the 3 speed or even to do like simple push-ups, just like basic things because I had just like let myself completely go. And to now, like my session last week, I put that number right on 10 speed and was just going, and I'm able to push my endurance and test myself. And that has been like a game changer in both the way I show up mentally and physically. So I got a personal trainer. Um, Sorry, I lost my notes here. But this is the first episode, so we move. Sorry. Okay. The next thing I did was I got a reinvention coach. And what the reinvention coach did for me was over the course of 8 weeks, we tapped into the deep reasons, the subconscious reasons why I wasn't showing up as myself and why I didn't see the value that I was bringing to this world. So they were very emotional. Like I cried, I had to do the work, but really got real as to like, why am I not showing up as that girl? Why am I not like putting myself out there? Why am I not being visible? And so I got a reinvention coach, and I'm gonna put her information in the description. But really, like, that helped just change my mindset. And I was able to say, like, what do I envision myself? Like, if I really look in, what do I see? And one session I said, I saw myself skiing in Aspen with my husband and with my nanny taking care of my baby. So like I know the person that's in me. I know the power I have within me. Why am I not showing up as her? So I had to really, it's like, I don't want to call it therapy, but essentially for me it was like therapy. And just realizing that between like my environment, the things I consume, the things that I watch, the things that I listen to, all of those things play a role in how I show up as myself. So I got a reinvention coach. The next thing I did was I took an accelerated business class. I'm going to get into my business in a later episode, but I was very fortunate enough to participate in the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. If you are a person who is serious about your business, really wanting to grow and scale, I highly recommend the program. It is highly competitive. I applied for this program 3 times and I got in the third time. The first two times I didn't get in. My business was not where it needed to be to qualify. So if it's really for people like if you're at that, I think they require like at least 100,000 a year in revenue. So once you get to that stage, really like I would highly recommend enrolling in this business because it in the program, it teaches you how to own a business, not how to be in there operating a business. So it changes your mindset. You set personal goals within this class as to where you see your business going. And so, like, one of the things that I said was, I don't want to work weekends anymore. I used to find myself working my 9 to 5, doing my business in the evenings, and then also working my business Friday, Saturday, Sunday all day, not creating time for my space to or not creating space in my life to grow and to spend time with friends and to do things on the list that I have coming. So I highly recommend taking a business accelerator course. If you're not at that 100,000 range, look in your area for small business accelerators. They're everywhere. I'm personally in the Metro Detroit area, and so we have like at least like 5 or 6 that I can name right off the top of my head. And there are just look in your local area, visit your chamber of commerce to really find out where you can take these services because they're free as well. The next thing that I did was I started taking swim classes. I am that person who travels all the time. I've been all over the world. I think I have 2 continents left on my bucket list. And I'm never able to participate in the swimming parts of vacation. Like I'll tap into the ocean, I'll like dabble in the pool, but I'm never confident in there. So I took swim lessons and I've been taking them the past 20 weeks and realizing that it's really a mindset and getting comfortable in the water. I went from not being able to even like put my head underwater without freaking out to now I'm in the deep end, I'm diving for rings, and really like I'm even learning how to float. And so really like practicing my skills in the pool. It has really changed my mindset about how I look at swimming, how I look at vacations going forward. And I'm so excited to be able to jump into the lake and to go on the river and feel comfortable with it and to just like really enjoy the moments of life that I was too scared to do. So started taking swimming lessons to really build that confidence. The next thing I did was I got a housekeeper. And I got a housekeeper because, as a person who's running a business, has a life, and has a 9 to 5, I really enjoy my space being clean and tidy. However, I found that my place was just not to my standards because I was doing too much. And so I decided to invest in a housekeeper. So they come to my home. Well, she comes to my home twice a month and just does a deep clean. Like I'm able to maintain it when she's or in between sessions, but to really have someone come and just like completely wipe your house from top to bottom, like she wipes all the mirrors in my home, my doors, my windows, like my house shines whenever my housekeeper comes. So I got a housekeeper to get rid of that stress because like when my space is messy, it builds my anxiety, and realizing that I don't want to operate like that, I just built a housekeeper into my budget. It's a line item, it's a non-negotiable. Literally, I would not go on a trip or do something else if I don't have a house. If I have to forego a housekeeper, I don't do that. I really prioritize the space that I keep. You remember, I invested in this house, so I am here to make sure that it's a worthy investment. The next thing that I did was I started being more selective of where I spent my time and who I was hanging out with. I used to be that person who would be at every event. Everyone knows me. I would always be there. I would never truly be like happy or excited, but I would show my face because my thought was, well, if I show my face, then all the things are just gonna happen. I'm just gonna show up. But I was showing my face, but I wasn't showing my best face. So yeah, I'm in all the events, I'm in all the photos, I know all the people, but I wasn't being fulfilled. It was almost like draining my energy. So I stopped attending events. I only attend selective events now. Um, and that's been a game changer. I also don't hang out with everyone anymore. So I already was like not that person who's gonna go to the club, but now I'm like really not that person who's gonna go to the club. I low key don't even do just like regular dinners anymore. Like I'm either hosting a dinner party, doing something intimate with friends, but to just like show up to an event and show up, I don't do that anymore because I realize that it's a drain in my energy, and I just didn't want to do it, so I don't do things I don't want to do. The next thing is I just started doing things. So, like, recording this YouTube episode is a major, major milestone for me. This is something that I've been wanting to do for at least like 5 or 6 years. If you see, like, the very first video on my page was from like 4 years ago, and I had like these grand plans of what I was gonna do, and I just never did it. So actually, like, recording this video, taking the time to do it is major. So I just do it. Just like Nike says, just do it. The last thing I did was I stopped drinking. I stopped drinking late October, and I stopped because I wasn't satisfied with my health and with my life and just like the way I would feel after a night of drinking. Um and it's interesting because like drinking is something that I never see it as being like a bad thing because it's so common in our culture. But well, like when I really start to think about it, like, do I really need to be poisoning myself to have a good time? And I realized that the answer was no. I like have gone out. I hosted an entire like Friendsgiving party in my home, and I didn't drink. Normally, I would be like drinking wine and like mixing drinks and things like that. But I stopped drinking, and it is something that I want to continue for like at least a year. When I stopped, I didn't give myself like a timeline. I also wasn't like an abusive drinker or anything like that, but I just wanted to see what is life like without drinking. Like I've been drinking for more than 50% of my life now. And so just like really looking at what does life look like when I don't have the extra stimulants and alcohol in me. And I forgot one thing, but the final thing that I did was I got another coach, and I got a visibility coach. And working with my visibility coach is all about how can I provide value to people. And that's really like what's triggered me to record this video and making sure that I am providing value to people and sharing my story and sharing tips and tricks that I've learned. So with that, I thank you so much for watching, and I'm super excited to record the next video and to get to know more of you all as this channel grows. Bye.